there, Stormtroopers. Bryant Cook here, and today we are playing a Caleb Gannon creation brought to you by Justin Bouchard. Justin, thank you for your continued support with this donation deck. So this is Tron Storm. As I've mentioned, it is a Caleb Gannon deck where we are looking to assemble Urza's Mine, Power Plant, and Tower to create Tron. At that point, we have, 7 mana. How this deck wins is we're looking to play Rolling Thunder or Kaervek's Torch for lethal. So you either need 21 or 22 mana, or you can use Teach by Example to fork those giant burn spells for less mana. The way that this deck essentially functions is we don't have rituals. Instead, we have Tron lands. So we're playing Explore to accelerate these into play, and then we're converting the colorless mana into colored mana using Chromatic Sphere, Barb Sextant, Chrome Star, Guild Globe, and Prophetic Prism. So that way we can, create the red for Teach by Example or Galvanic Relay, etc. How it functions, honestly, is quite forward. It's not super complicated. You're just looking to make a bunch of mana and Fireball. It's pretty similar to the standard deck that I played as a child with Blaze. In the board, we have, Pyroblast for blue decks, Flaring Pain for Prismatic Strands, a Sweeper, more Fireballs. I'm not actually sure what the additional Fireballs are for. Maybe I'll figure it out midway through the league. I did watch a little bit of Caleb's video, so I have some idea of how to play this deck. Then Circle of Protection red for the burn decks in the format, on top of the additional weathers, obviously. So if you want to be a great supporter and contributor to this channel, much like Justin, you can always go directly to theepicstorm.com/donation decks, and there you can submit your deck or someone else's combo deck to be featured here on this very YouTube channel. You can also go directly to theepicstorm.com/shop to pick up card singles as well as sweet Storm merchandise, including our mini token pack, where you can count your way up to 20 Storm, and we'll have the mana for you too. Let's keep it short and sweet with this intro. I'm not going to do the whole thing, but those are a few ways that you can support us. As always, like, comment, subscribe. Those are free things to do. Doesn't cost you anything, and it helps support this channel. You get to watch great combo content. I get to keep on doing my thing. It's a win-win. You can also click that join button next to the subscribe button to become a member of this channel. There's tons of sweet rewards in there, like free donation decks, sideboard guides, badges, and emotes. Make sure to check that out. But I don't have a whole lot to say. I'm trying to keep this short and sweet. I just want to hop in around 1 and start, assembling Tron. So I will see you there. Welcome to round number 1 with Caleb Gannon's Tron Storm. And for playing a land-based combo deck, we did not open up a single land, so we're going to ship this. Okay, I guess this is a keep. And I think we're supposed to bottom Teach by Example. We're just so far away from forking a giant Fireball where I don't think it's correct to keep that. Witching Well, okay. We might have a spicy deck on our hands, maybe a blue affinity deck. And I'm just going to Abundant Harvest here and name land. Alright, Tower's a pretty good one. There's only one other forest in the deck, so, Prism, okay. So it is looking like a blue affinity deck. Okay, so we can land grant. I think I play Prism here. I could explore in a crop rotation. Maybe I'm supposed to Manamorphose first to see if I draw into a Tron land. I did not. Alright, I'm going to play Prism. Because if we draw into 1, alright, and we did, because now I can crop rotation for the missing one. The alternative there was to play Explorer, play a Forest, and then crop rotation, but you're just guessing at which Tron land you need, and I don't love that. Okay, so it looks like they're more like regular affinity. And let's sacrifice this Forest, go get Urza's Mine. Globe. Okay. Play these stars out. Let's add green here. Maybe I'm supposed to hold this for a relay. Yeah, I might want to pass. It becomes scary if our opponent puts an ATOG into play, but I think I'm supposed to try to hold it for a turn. Deadly Dispute, okay. I'll just hide our sideboard. Our opponent has a lot of permanents. I don't want them being covered up. Disciple of the Vault. Disciple is going to be pretty good against us, and I F6, so I couldn't cycle in response there. Yikes. Okay, so let's just start off. Let's add some green mana. Okay. Disciple is going to be a little bit annoying. Add another green. Barb Sextant. Let's explore. Alright. Non-land relay. Land grant. There's not even a force to get with that land grant. Okay, I think we just play the Sextants. Yeah, we just have to pass. On their on step, I'll use these so that way I can draw additional cards in my upkeep in case they have something like a main deck duress. And I just messed up. Yep. I was too busy narrating, and I just let the Disciple resolve. That's on me. Am I dead? Okay, well, I'm going to respond to this one. Big dummy. Yep. So now I take 5, and I'm at 5. Jeez. Okay. Nothing matters. I was dead the entire time, even if I didn't suck at Magic. I mean, honestly, it's a little bit unlucky, too, that we didn't see any of the relays or burn spells at 37 cards. Okay, they got me. It happens. Not going to do well on that. Okay. I mean, weather can be pretty good against this version. So maybe we want the additional copies of weather. I know that in Caleb's video, he talked about circle protection against affinity because it stops ATOG fling. I don't know if I love that plan, if I'm being completely honest, because it doesn't do a whole lot against Disciple. And almost all of the builds play Disciple nowadays. I don't love that Barb Sextant is super slow against Affinity, so I'm going to try boarding out 2 of those. And let's see how this goes. Okay. Yeah, this hand seems fine to me. We have turn 3 Tron. So how we have turn 3 Tron is on turn 3 I play your land grant, and then I crop rotation away the forest. And then we can Galvanic Relay off that as well. Okay, so we need to not draw a land. Maybe I was supposed to land grant right there. Well, I guess that takes away Storm from Relay. Probably not. Because we want this Relay to, you know, do the thing. Okay, so now we can reveal our hand. Go get a forest. Crop rotation, sacrifice the forest, go get Urza's power plant. Now we have 7 mana. So let's start off by adding green for Manamorphose. Sure, it's pretty free to cast this. Also increases Storm for Relay. So now we'll cast Manamorphose and add green-red. Okay, so we just have to make sure that we leave enough mana floating for the Galvanic Relay. Okay. Then Ancient Stirrings. Let's take a tower. Relay for 8. That feels a little bit stormy. Yeah, I mean, that looks solid. We're not winning next turn, but we're going to get ahead. Feels powerful. Okay, so let's start off. Let's tap this for mana, add a green, and cast Explore, put the other tower into play. Looks like we have another Explorer over there. So let's sacrifice this and cast Explore again. This is just a setup turn. Play another tower. Chromatic Star. Sorry, I'm just trying to think about how I want to do this. Let's add a red and draw a card. Gives me more, okay, so we might actually have a win here. So tower. We need 3 red. Draw a card. I don't know if this is actually going to be lethal or not. I don't think it is. We don't have enough mana. But I can deal them a lot of damage. Is that better than just relaying for more? Probably not. Maybe I should just relay for a bunch. Yeah, I feel like the answer is actually just a relay. Got a green, let's abundant harvest. I'll say non-land. Another relay. We could probably exile most of our deck here. Okay. Torch you for 1. Like it. There's another torch in there. Oh, the duress. That's brutal. Imagine they're smart enough to teach by example here. Okay, and they tapped out, so we have a potential window to win. Alright, so this is 12 mana, 16 mana. Let's start off by adding a green, drawing a card. Has some Manamorphose. So let's see if we can draw into the last teach by example. Wow, right on cue, deck. You're too kind. Okay, now we just tap these for a bunch of mana. And torch. Dealing roughly 500,000. Same targets. Boom. Okay, we've taken game number 2 over Affinity. That felt pretty fun. Caleb Gannon's first iteration of this deck played more Explore effects. There was also Growth Spiral. So I do think that this deck list is probably lacking one more Explore / Growth Spiral effect. I mean, this is my first time playing it, but the Explore draws feel like the best thing you can be doing. I get that Growth Spiral being too off-colored is a little bit difficult, but I just wish that there was another Explore type card that we were playing. If you really wanted to, you could potentially look at something like a Boreal Grazer in the sideboard. Is something that accelerates into your Tron pieces while being a good blocker. So I think Grazer is actually really interesting in a deck like this where you're trying to assemble land combo. So I'd probably look at Grazer. I'm just going to resubmit. We're on the draw, only 1 land. I think I'm going to try it. I don't know, double relay seems kind of bad. I'm going to ship it. Sure. I don't love this. But with a deck like this, you're an engine deck where every piece matters so much, I don't think you're allowed to just like aggressively mulligan. And we have to play the mine. You can't land grant when you have a land in your hand, so you can't just land grant go get a forest play stirrings. You have to play out the mine. And they have their strongest start with turn 2 ATOG. Go get the forest. I think I'm going to Morpho so that way I can play 2 of these spells. Okay. Ooh, we hit the other forest. That's a bummer. Try again. Okay, we need this ATOG to basically do nothing. Kind of a tall ask. Prism. Alright, so they're representing 8 damage right here. Okay. What can I do? So I can go get power plant. And then what? Filter for a green, see if I can draw weather. And if I don't draw weather, I can ancient stirrings. Okay, I'm just getting really lucky. That weather was a very timely draw. Okay. What are you doing? Oh, Deadly Dispute. That would make sense. Draw. Galvanic Relay. Stirrings. Alright, let's play Chrome Star. Let's make a red and draw a card. There's no forest in the deck, but it does increase Storm for Galvanic Relay, and I like that. We're going to sacrifice this for... Oh, I can't make red. I didn't realize that this made 2 different colors. I thought you just chose 2 colors to make. Good to know. Ooh, oh no, it did make 2 red, okay. So we're going to torch this for that much, however that much is. 5. So that way they have to choose permanents to sacrifice if they would like to keep it alive. I'm just trying to stay alive here. Now we relay for 5. That was actually really bad for us. We don't have any red sources in play because we sacrificed the globe to create an additional storm. Yikes. So, looking to draw one of the chromatic sphere effects in our turn. If we could, globe doesn't make red. I guess globe would make it so we could play teach by example, but we wouldn't have red for rolling thunder. Getting closer and closer to fling being good. Yikes. Draw. Okay. Draw. Okay. Jeez. What does that mean? Well, this Explorer's like kind of free to cast here because it's just gonna, at the minimum, replace itself. Okay. We have 9 mana. Make red. Morphos. Red. That's a tough decision. How many win conditions do I have left? I'd have 1 torch left after this. I'm just worried about dying to fling. So we have 9 mana here. So it's X plus 2, and we need to leave 3, so I can spend 6 mana on this. So that looks correct to me. Hopefully this keeps me alive for an extra turn. Okay, and then relay for 7. So teach by example, but we didn't hit the last burn effect. Double disciple, yikes. Well, I definitely would have been dead had I just passed. 22 cards left in the deck, only 1 burn spell. So each artifact here represents 4 damage. That's not good. I could very likely be dead here. So 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 21, 25. Yeah, and then they could go super low and turn off my chromatic spheres. Oh, this teach by example is the one that was exiled last turn. This is not in my relay pile. This is the one that I couldn't play last turn. So we don't have teach by example. So we don't have teach by example, or we don't have a burn spell. Not looking good for the home team. Okay, so they've started sacrificing. Ooh, I think that kills me. 24, 20, 16, 12, 8. Maybe not. So this is 20, 21. So they can put me pretty low. Excuse me. Okay. I think that's the correct move because it makes it so I can't really use these. Yeah, that was a garbage draw. I get to use 1 sphere. Non-land. Okay. Damn. Think they got us. Had a red. Ooh, I forgot about Weather the Storm. Okay. My deck kind of bailing me out here. Actually, I can let those resolve. Okay. Oh, I didn't... I just messed up. I didn't want to use the red mana. That was a mistake. Weather... Alright, so that's going to keep us alive longer. And I just passed now. Well, I haven't played this match perfectly, but I have gotten very, very lucky so far. I've been misplaying quite a bit, but the deck really doesn't want me to lose, and I appreciate that. Okay. Go to our draw step now. Our Sextant draws in 2 Ancient Stirrings, and then another Sextant. Stirrings, why not? So we just put the last burn spell on the bottom, classic. Okay. We do have a weather somewhere in our deck, and I can't help but feel that maybe I'm supposed to try to draw towards it. We do have one more. Set a green. Alright, so Disciple happens. Lose 2 more life to Disciple. Relay. Let's explore. Weather? We found the fork. A little worried about death here. And relay for 5. It gets me close. Wonder if me cycling those artifacts is actually going to cost me the game here. Manamorphose, Prism, Stars. Well, the weather wasn't on top. I guess I shouldn't have 6. Because I could cycle this into Weather the Storm, possibly. We know our bottom 4, and none of them are the weather. Maybe because of that, I was supposed to use the Sextant. I didn't consider that until now. We have a 1 in 3 shot that the top card is weather, but it could have been... I could have had 2 looks at it. Okay. How big is this? 3. So now it's a 5. So they're putting lethal on the stack here. We have a 33% chance to hit the weather. We just have to do it. Feels bad. Did not hit. This loss is on me. I wonder if it was the next card. I'm gonna, after I die, I'm gonna draw it to find out if I had played better, would I have drawn the weather. Ah, daggers. Daggers, daggers, daggers. Okay, well, that was a good match. I just didn't happen to win it. Probably could have played tighter throughout it. First time playing it, obviously, you know, not going to play perfect. Let's just see if I can potentially tighten up my play in the future matches. 4 more left to go. Match number 2, and we're on the play. This seems fine. Okay, so I think we just lead off on turn 1 Chromatic Star. Turn 2 we can land grant, and then Ancient Stirrings or Explore. We have Affinity again. It's lame. Okay. It's tough. Like, I don't know if I want to try to find Tron here or not. I think it's probably the right move. And we found Tron, okay. Stirrings. I think we want the Prism over the Sphere because it's a permanent colored mana source. And they just passed. Another Relay, wow. Okay, so Prism. Draw. Let's land grant, go get a forest. So we can explore here. And then Manamorphose. We can make red green. Abundant Harvest, why not? And non-land. Can't cast that because we have the mine in hand, so let's just relay for 6. Okay, so teach by example, Manamorphose, another relay. So this is just like another setup relay. And the opponent is conceded. Darn right. I have to assume that our opponent's on another affinity deck. So I think we want these weathers. And let's try boarding up the Sextants again. Just, I don't want to lose to Disciple. If I had to pick, I think the worst thing about this deck so far, like, the deck is actually more powerful than I thought it would be. I don't love the Guild Globes, and I don't love the Sextants. If those could be other cards, I think this deck would be better. I mean, this deck is very powerful, don't get me wrong. But those are 6 slots that I would look at possibly finding improvements for. This seems fine. So turn 2, we can land grant, go get a forest. I mean, it's not perfect, but I think that this is fine. It does look like Affinity. Not a good draw. Okay. Not a Tog is always welcome. So let's land grant, see if we can find another Tron piece this turn. I think I'm supposed to Stirrings. We have power plant, so let's get mine. Doesn't matter. And then just play a sphere. 2 mountains. It's interesting. Oh, so this is going to be a tough matchup if they're on this deck. Land. Explore. If it's this deck, they just have 8 main deck land destruction spells. Excuse me. And it's going to be very difficult to win. Okay, do we find tower here? And we do! Party. Okay. Let's sacrifice these to see what we can do this turn. They've just had enough and conceded. Fine, I will accept it. I'm probably going to list this as like red-black mid-range. We don't actually know if it's Affinity or not. I'll take the win. Match number 3 coming up in just a second. Match 3 on the play. Keep. We need to find a mine, but this hand has potential. Okay, power plant into Chrome Sphere. Fairies here. Okay, so blue is going to be a tougher matchup, I have to imagine. Their tower. Prism. Land grant. Not a draw we wanted here. I don't even know if we're supposed to play out the Barb Sextant because it just plays in a Spell Stutter Sprite. Honestly, I think we just land go. Like, don't give them the target. Okay, so taking another 1. Yeah, well, eventually we'll be able to bully them with mana. Okay. Can we draw an Urza's Mine? Abundant Harvest. I'm going to see if they counter this, because if they do, I can Abundant Harvest. Just letting these resolve, I'm good with that. Okay, so if they counter this, we don't get a forest, but if they do counter it, I can cast the Abundant Harvest, so it's a win-win. It looks like they're countering. Sure. Let's add a green. Yeah, I think I want to draw a card. Alright. Dealer, give me a mine. Okay. I'm just going to be lazy and pop these off now. We drew Torch. Okay. So we do need to draw mine, but eventually we'll want additional red sources to double fork this Torch. Okay. Getting in there. Are they going to ninja? Apparently no. Prism. So they're mono-blue. That's what this snap means. Sure. Add a green. Harvest. And okay, the mines are hiding. Now they hit their 3rd land, so theoretically they could have double counter up if they have like a main deck dispel or something. Draw. Just continue to play out our lands. So if we draw mine, we'll have 12, 20 mana. Another Preordain. They put 2 cards on the top. Shields are down. The disrespect. I had a window there and I missed it. Okay. Dispel. That's going to shut down our teach by example. I think I just lost this. Okay. Ah, they found the land. See if they'll counter this. Okay, good deal. Okay, come on, deck. Please give me mine. I guess I need mine. Oh, that wasn't it. Yeah, it just doesn't matter. We would need them to have nothing in order to win this. 12. We're a mana short of putting a lethal Kaervek torch on the stack. We're a colored mana source short. Oh. Oh, magic be like that. Damn. Might as well play it for 19. Womp womp. And we dead. Okay. Imagine we want this package here. Probably want this fire cannonade as well. Don't think we want the weather. Need 5 cards. So probably taking out the crop rotation because it's pretty bad against the blue decks. Maybe the sextants. Let's try this, I suppose. Game 2 when we were on the play. Sure. I think I lead off on the forest. Because that allows me to turn 2 Starrings looking for another Tron piece, and then I can play Star off the power plant. Faeries here. Okay. We're looking for mine once again. Getting in there with the Faeries here. Is it a ninja? It is not ninja. And I'm going to pass. Sure. I'm going to cycle the Manamorphose here. Just so I can potentially draw into the mine. Okay. And they're going for the fast clock over leaving up counter spells. We're going to follow the 17 with this attack step. And they're not surprising that they just passed. Let's draw a card. Giving them some pretty good spell setter targets here. Okay. Does this resolve? No is the answer. Alright, so we're going to go get a forest here and play Chromatic Sphere. I realized that I burned a lot of Storm right there, but that's not what I'm concerned about. We just need to hit Tron and we'll beat this deck, I think. But we have to, you know, get to that point. And just sitting there holding onto spheres for a maybe relay isn't going to do it. 4 cards in hand now. Draw. Not Tron. Prism? Okay, I like that resolving. What's Morphos? Get dispelled? Okay. Snap. Sure. I think they might be low on counter spells based on some of the actions they're taking. Going to 11 here. Explore. Prism. Alright, so not going super great so far. I mean, Pyroblast was a good pickup. I do like that. We might need to consider trying to kill their creatures if we don't draw something soon. Yikes. We just have to pass. Not a lot that I can do. They're sitting on 5 cards. I have to imagine they have a number of counters. Yep, so I'm going to follow the 5 here. Come on, deck. Mine? There we go. Okay. So I think we're supposed to try to kill their creatures here. Does it resolve? We have Pyroblast backup, but we don't have enough to teach by example Pyroblast. Interesting. What are you sitting on where all of that just resolved? Was it all just more creatures? Okay. So I think our best draw is actually like an untapped red source. So I think it's just like a sphere effect, maybe. Land. Because I could then teach by example for lethal plus Pyroblast. Maybe I'm supposed to just relay for 2 here. This isn't lethal. Pyroblast and another relay. But that does mean that I can try to Pyroblast their Delver. Whoops, counter spell. Let's undo that. Let's tap Power Plant. Trying to buy some time here. And they already had counter spell on hand. Okay. So I really need to draw a red source next turn if I want to win this. You finally have Ninja? Ugh. Damn. Alright, so let's see if I would have drawn it. That would have won. Kind of a bummer. Okay, we're 1 and 2. Round number 4. We've lost 2 pretty close ones so far. Let's just see if we can get this one. Keep a level head, play tight. And we have a lot of Chrome Star effects. I'm a little bit nervous about keeping this. We don't really need the Rolling Thunder yet, which is essentially a mulligan. The way that I view this hand is it's almost a mulligan to 5 already because we don't really need these 2. I think I'm just going to take an actual mulligan. Maybe this is a keep. Alright, so we play Land Grant and then Harvest. I don't know if it really matters which of these you play first. I think you want to put Stirrings after because it gives you selection, where this doesn't. Okay. We've seen that land quite a bit so far. What's Stirrings? Power Plant is a good pickup. And pass. Likely affinity based on this start. Another Power Plant is not what the doctor ordered. I'm gonna activate the Sextant on... It doesn't matter. I just want to be able to draw the card. Deadly Dispute. I guess theoretically this could be a Mogwart start. It's not necessarily affinity, but it's probably affinity. And they're passing. It is Mogwarts. Relay. Draw. Draw. Yikes. Alright, I think we just have to pass and try again next turn. Could just be dead, though. Okay, so the Deadly Dispute worked out for them. That card disadvantage from discarding ended up being great. And now they have Prospector. So if they have Putrid Goblin plus first save class, we are in trouble. There's the Goblin. So they can sack Putrid Goblin, discard Prospector. With the Persist trigger on the stack, they can cast first save class. Now the Putrid Goblin will come back into play, get the 1/1 counter, and it negates the Persist trigger almost. So now they're able to add infinite red mana over and over and over again. And their Slutter that has haste, now they have infinite damage, and we are in fact dead. I'm not going to make them click through it. They've got it. Let's just go to the boss board. Honestly, I don't think we sideboard. Maybe you could board in the land over the weather. Fire Candidate actually isn't that good. It doesn't do a whole lot to disrupt them. I don't even know if we want the Highland Forest. Let's just do that. They run some discard in the board, so maybe having an extra burn spell isn't the end of the world. Okay. On the play. Seems strong. Let's keep this. We're looking to use the Chrome Star to make green mana for the Abundant Harvest. You could also crop rotation away the second mine to go get another one. Well, to get a different Tron land, not another mine. But I think first we want to figure out what land we need, so we're supposed to Abundant Harvest. Okay, let's add a green. Okay. So the way that this works out is that next turn I have to play mine pass. After the turn after that, we can land grant for a forest and then crop rotation, but we still don't have any colored mana to do anything with. I just have to pass here. All right, Whisper. So even if they play a land here, they can still go to cleanup and then discard another goblin to unearth. The more recent Mogwarts list are running 4 unearth, so it's actually a benefit to discard in a lot of situations. I do think maybe that's not true. Never mind. If this deck were to run more crop rotations, you could actually run a Cyborg Bazooka Bog. And crop rotation is a card I would be interested in playing more of instead of maybe the Barb Sextants, but I'm not an expert at this deck, so take it with a grain of salt. Okay, so I'm going to Morphos here. Actually, let's land grant. This way we don't draw into the other forest potentially. And we'll add green, green. Crop rotation, getting rid of mine. Power plant. And now you can Ancient Stirrings looking for an artifact to filter into some colored mana. And we did not hit. Okay. We just have to pass. A little surprised that our sideboard doesn't have a relic or something in there for the Mogwarts matchup. Maybe there's just not room, but I don't know what all these additional fireballs are for. Like if we actually need those, or if those could be relics or something along those lines. It's not like this deck uses its graveyard, so relic just being a cantrip for colorless is kind of nice, while, you know, potentially disrupting the opponent. Okay, Goblin Matron. Probably for Skirk Prospector if I had to guess. Future Goblin. Okay, so they already have the sacrifice outlet. Not a whole lot of time on our side here, and our hand doesn't do a whole lot. Let's explore. Right on time, land grant. Right on time. We can't cast either of these. So I think we're supposed to bluff that we might have like a crop rotation or something. I don't know. Maybe I keep that. I'm just not in love with this card. Like, I think we probably want something that adds red for Rolling Thunder. Or like Teach by example. I know that the Guild Globe does that. But it adds 1 and then a different color. But it's just like kind of clunky. I'm just not in love with the Sextants being a slow trip. Like that rubs me the wrong way. Alright, so you have Skirk Prospector. We know you have Putrid Goblin. Yep. And there's the first day of class. I'm gonna have 6 here and just let them present the win. Alright, so this will give our opponent infinite mana. They just need to pay off. Introduction to Prophecy. Okay. If they have an unearth, they can unearth Flame Wake Invoker, and that will do. Okay. We're still sitting on a Chrome Star. Deadly Dispute, sure. Nicker Wellspring. They're just doing their thing. Goblin Matron. So that can get Goblin Slutter, and then they have lethal. Because the Flame Wake Invoker is already in the graveyard. And they picked up Slutter, so we can concede this. Unfortunately, we're 1-3. We had 2 pretty close losses. One of them was probably on me, if I'm being honest. The second one was just a close draw where we were a turn too slow. But this one, we got crushed. Let's see if I can manage to win round number 5. Let's get some of our money back. Let's try to win match number 5. And this hand is a straight mulligan. I don't think this hand is a keep either. It just doesn't do anything. Okay. You could probably put back one relay. I think I want the prism. So I think you put back the land grant because we don't really want another forest anyway. Gonna have to be kind of lucky in order to win this one. Yikes. I'm afraid of swamp. Mulliganing to 5 plus swamp is not a combo. Another prism. Yikes. Okay. Not feeling too good about this game, but maybe we can pull it out. Okay. Knight's Whisper. Hey, I like that. You missing land drops is good. Let's draw a card here. Orphos. Come on, give me a land. That's good. Because now we can play Chromatic Star into Relay for at least 3. Get a little bit of equity. Make up for a couple of those mulligans. Explorer, Harvest, Stirrings, those all seem fine to me. Opponent's complaining in chat about my top decks. Alright. Not gonna respond. I think we're supposed to explore here. Let's filter for a green. Stirrings. Okay. Sextant. Filter for a green again. But in Harvest this time we'll say non-land. And Chrome Sphere. I'm going to pass, and then on their end step I'll use Sextant to avoid discard. You got it. Okay. Activate this. Let's go. Crop rotation doesn't do a whole lot here. I mean, it does put another tower into play. That is technically true. Instead of red. Globe, okay. Sphere. Got a green. Each by example is okay, but we don't really need to put 2 more lands into play. Guess I should add a red. Can't believe I'm doing this. I'm gonna fork my Abundant Harvest. Yeah. On land. On land. Let's go get the last tower. Filter for a green. Okay. I'd like to find another relay if possible. Or just like another fireball. So we have 12, 18 mana. 18 is not good enough at the moment. Okay, so this will give us an extra card on our turn, so we get 2 draws. Draw off the Sextant. Harvest is okay. Might as well cast it. Stirrings. And I think we're probably supposed to wait till next turn to crack the star now. Sure. Draw. Let's add a red. Cast Manamorphose. Sweet. Alright, well, we have some time here. We are at 41 life. I don't think our opponent's deck is going to interact with our Tron lands, so... We do have 2 draws that just win the game outright. That's actually going to be kind of an issue. So is that. Okay. So 12, 20, 21. I think I'm going to wait. They're going up to 25 on their turn. We used 1 fork, so we still have 1 fork left in the deck. And there's Pestilence. Draw. Torch. So we found a fireball. Draw. So lucky. I wonder what my opponent's going to have to say in chat about this. Okay, opponent. How do you like fireballs? Casual 40 damage. No big deal. Okay. So we've gotten game number 1 over Black-White Pestilence. I don't know if I actually like weather here. It seems not great. I can't remember if the Pestilence deck plays Prismatic Strands in the board. I feel like I should know that, but I don't. I'm not going to look it up because I don't want to. So I think I'm going to board in 1 Flaring Pain just in case. I think I want these just because they're I win the game buttons. Maybe that's why Caleb Gannon put them in the deck. Maybe board out 1 land grant. Got Stirrings? Or maybe crop rotation against the discard deck. I actually like Barb Sextant in the match. Like, all the artifacts are really good here. Okay, let's try this. We lose to Duress on turn 1, but we're doing it. No! Okay, well, it's not Duress. Divest is not as good here. Does not hit our land grant. So we still get to go get Basic Forest, cast Abundant Harvest. They took the Prophetic Prism, probably the right choice. Land. Tower. I wonder if this deck has Choking Sands in the board. So our opponent didn't know about that one, but it's fine. Like, this one's just so valuable that I want it in play. I didn't want it getting hit by Castigate or Duress. What did they take there? I didn't even see. Manamorphose, that's fine. I'm gonna cast Amorphose here. We just want to hit land 3. Okay. Come on, deck. Nope. Alright, let's sacrifice this for green. No dice. Alright, so we have to pass. Another Castigate? That is not it. 4 mana? Okay. I think they might have changed their mind about what they were casting there. Let's draw a card. So we guarantee hit a land here. That was a good one. Okay. Looking to draw mine next turn. Thorn. Okay, so they're now the Monarch. I feel like I might have sequenced that wrong. Yeah, because I could have cycled a Chrome Star this turn. That's my bad. Circle Protection red. Okay, I did board in the 1 of Flaring Pain. I feel like a genius. I wonder if COP red is becoming popular. I don't know. Let's draw a card. Might want to hold on to that. There we go. Relay for 3, why not? Although I guess there's some risk associated to potentially Relay revealing my my Flaring Pain and me not ready to win the game. Not being ready to win the game, I should say. Ooh, Dust to Dust. I was not expecting that. Hitting my Torch. Okay. Opponent has some game in the post-board games. Well, they are drawing 2 cards a turn, but you know what I mean. They're interacting. No point in really... I guess I could hit this, but what's the point? Stirrings. Okay. And pass the turn. Goodbye, Rolling Thunder. We're taking 3 here and going to 9. I need to start being a little bit worried about Pestilence. Okay. Fonder's Ornament. No dice. Okay, so we're going to 9, and on their end step, I'm going to crack these Sextants just because I want to draw cards. Okay. So we're drawing 4 cards on the beginning of our turn. How delightful. Auto yield to these. Well, I have a lot of fireballs. Let's cycle these, see if I can hit the Flaring Pain. Not quite. Non-land. Another torch. Wonder if I'm supposed to kill the rose just to give me a little bit more time. Because I'm not going to need this many burn spells. Or I guess I can Rolling Thunder because it's cheaper to kill with torch. Okay, and then I can just play out the Sextant and pass. One Flaring Pain in there somewhere. If there's a game 3, I'll probably board in the second one. Okay, so I'll hide my sideboard. That doesn't need to be showing. Okay, so now we go to 7. That actually hurts quite a bit. Ah. Okay. So I'm glad that I... Ooh. Okay. I don't think I'm allowed to cast the Morphos. I don't know. Maybe I'm supposed to just relay twice here. Hope that the relay draws get me there. Okay. So 2 lands. Relay again. So this one's for 3. We hit the Flaring Pain, but no way of casting it, so if I don't find a red source on our turn, it gets exiled permanently and then we lose. Yikes. Pestilence, so they can swing for 2, putting me to 5, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, so I would go to 1. Am I seeing that right? I don't know why they would make their life total lower. But I don't think I can win this turn without like a miracle. Yeah, I think I'm dead. It just took way too long to find the Flaring Pain, and now we don't have the red mana. Okay, game 3 coming right up. So let's bring this in. I think I'm just going to get rid of the Stirrings. Do I want the Highland Forest? That way my red sources aren't disrupted as much. Alright, let's try this. Land Grant's kind of stinky anyway. And we've opened up the Land Grant, of course. Sure. Okay. Power Star. Cycling Ash Barrens. Alright, so I think we're supposed to Land Grant now just to make sure that we get our land. Green. I'm going to hang on to those for Relay. But I think I'm going to cast Explorer now to get the Highland Forest into play. Pretty much just guarantees that I can Relay next turn. Castigate. Divest. From Sphere down. Draw. Not really what we wanted. Manamorphose. Green, red. I will take a guaranteed land drop. Manamorphose again. And then Relay for 4. So that's going to give us Tron and an Explorer. That's not too bad. COP. What can we do here? I don't think we're going to be able to win here. But it's going to be a setup turn most likely. So mine gives us Tron. Let's explore. Prism. Star. Let's add red. I can copy the Abundant Harvest. Flaring Pain was a good pickup. Then let's add green. Teach by example. And then harvest. Non-land. And non-land. Okay, that was a decent turn. Okay, so we have 6 mana, 7 mana, 13, 15, 16. Okay, I'm going to cast Explore here. Even if it's for 1 less, it's not that big of a deal. Another Torch, okay. And this just makes it so it makes it easier for me to win the game in the future. Get them while their COP's down. Next turn, I will have red for Flaring Pain into Torch again. I probably should have played the Explorer off the Forest. There was a little bit of an oversight on my part, and that way I could have Rolling Thundered, which would have made my hand better against discard. Founder's Ornament, okay. Swamp. So now they have 3 ways of, activating Circle of Protection, but none of those work against Flaring Pain. Flaring Pain. Okay. Got a red. And Torchia. And our opponent is conceded. So we got the 2-3. We got 50 play points back. So did I play perfectly this league? Absolutely not. I definitely probably threw match number 1. That said, I think this deck has a lot of potential. It's not bad. Where I think there could probably be some improvement. I don't love Barb Sextant. This was by far the worst card in the deck. I don't think you need the main deck weather. It's fine, but I'd rather just focus on doing what our deck does best and have more cards that play into the engine. Guild Globe is fine. It is one of the weaker cards, but like it fills the role nicely. I just wonder if there's something better. But I don't love Barb Sextant. I'd probably be looking to replace that. And then the Circle of Protection in the board, I'd probably just make that weather and then find another card. I don't think you need this against Affinity personally. But the deck's a lot more tuned than the first list that I saw. It's definitely a step in the right direction. I would just maybe look at something else here. Also, feel free to take what I say with a grain of salt. I'm not perfect. I'm just, I played 1 league. These are my initial thoughts. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Take care. Have a great day and keep storming. Hey, Bryant Cook here. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe, but also follow the social media channels down below. If you want to support this content directly, I would recommend going to theepicstorm.com/shop. And if you need a little bit of assistance with the Epic Storm to get to that next level, I would recommend going to theepicstorm.com/tutoring. Don't worry, there's more great content coming right up.